currently, as of the 24th of February 2025, I'm suspended off school for 1 day. The reason why I got suspended, I'll tell you in a bit, but that just means that I get one extra day to lock in before school starts for me. Yeah, for the past few days of half term, I have not really made that much progress. I told myself that I was gonna lock in. I almost told to myself that I really wanted to come back almost like this different person after half term, like making so much progress in business, health, wealth, and relationship, just in all those general goals. But in reality, I just kind of played video games and just watched YouTube videos the whole time. I ate junk food, and worst of all, I would go to bed like at 1, 2, 3 a.m. even. Yeah, every single day before I would go to bed, I would think to myself that tomorrow I would lock in, tomorrow I would wake up and do some work and then edit, then record some videos and script some videos and everything. And guess what? I actually did. I actually locked in for like 30 minutes until the temptation of video games and watching videos came over and I just succumbed to it. But this one night, I was staying up kind of late and I was watching some scary videos, so I kind of couldn't really go to bed. But I saw this video and it really caught my eye, which was talking about how the school system really destroys and like basically belittles the creativity of little kids. And I really kind of opened my eye. And not only that, on like the right hand side, I saw some videos talking about like AI, and I was kind of interested in it. It was like some pretty good thumbnail, pretty good title, so it actually caught my eye. I clicked on it and it was like talking about like this kind of, it was like a pretty scary video about, yeah, it was talking about like consciousness and like a lot of just interesting stuff. And I really opened my eye to like just what's going on in the world. And even though those videos probably like exaggerated all stuff just to get more views and just more clicks, it really opened my eyes and it made me think like, not just starting a business to live a better life. I'm starting a business because I want to run away from me having to go to school and basically my parents forcing me to go to school even though I don't want to, just because I don't have a business that I've been starting and trying to make happen, but just because I wasn't productive, I just didn't make it happen. I'm running away from that pain. I'm not just trying to live a better life, I'm running away from a bad life. After having that realization, I went to bed that night. I remember the next day I literally woke up. I immediately got onto my computer and started doing some work, scripting some videos and even recording some videos. And the reason behind it was that every single time I started like getting a little bit distracted, thinking like, oh, I could be playing videos, I could be watching a more entertaining YouTube video, I reminded myself of the pain that I'm running away. And it almost became from this thing like, oh, I can just skip this 1 day of work, to me, oh wait, no, I need to get every single advantage I can get to run away from this pain. After doing a good session of work on my business, I realized that this just kind of made sense, and I felt kind of stupid for not using this strategy earlier, knowing this knowledge. Because think about it, we as humans are just hardwired to run away from pain and into pleasure, not necessarily from going to pleasure to more pleasure. Think about it this way: imagine you have $100 and you're told that if you go 3 miles from here you'll get $100. Now there might be some people who would do it, and I just realized this light is kind of weird, but anyway, there would be some people who kind of would do that, run like 3 miles or just walk 3 miles to get these $100. But there's not really like a motive, there's not like a massive motive. But I think about it like this: imagine you're told like, go 3 miles to get this parking ticket or whatever, or you lose $100 or even $1,000. Now there's like a motive. You're running away from this pain of losing $1,000. There's much more motivation there than just kind of getting $100. When I realized this and I got it all cleared in my mind, I immediately set my goals, not for me just trying to get, like most people do. You probably do this as well, and I used to do this, where you kind of just set goals, just almost trying to move into pleasure instead of kind of running away from a pain. You just kind of set goals like, oh, you want a better physique, you want to make more money, just to like live a better life. But you don't really think about like almost the negatives, like what would happen when you don't achieve that goal. For example, recently I changed my goals, framing them in a manner that I'm running away from pain and into pleasure instead of just kind of pleasure to pleasure. And I've instantly made like such a big, like massive difference in my work. I've been like actually way more motivated. Basically, every single time that I don't want to work, I just think of the pain that I'm running away from and I immediately want to get to work. It's almost like, imagine you see a lion and then you think like, oh, I can't be asked to run away from it. But now it's starting to run at you and you think, okay, I need to start like actually doing so. I need to actually start running away from it. That's almost like what you're metaphorically doing when you're going to the gym or doing some work and you feel kind of lazy. It almost keeps reminding you of that pain that you're running away. For example, one of my goals is not just to like improve my YouTube channel and get like a bigger following. It is from running away from the pain of seeing my parents and basically just them forcing me to go to school, even though I knew the negatives and I don't want to go to school. Let's say it's not even school anymore. Let's say it's like university, sixth form, and like, yeah, just those higher levels. I'm not gonna lie to you, they look very, very boring. I'm not gonna lie to you, right now I'm like in year 10 and the class are kind of fun. People still mess around, you still have a little bit of fun. So I don't mind going to school now. But after that, people like really lock in, like especially at school, because people actually want to be at school. People don't just go there to mess around. And I knew that's gonna be so boring, especially since I'm gonna be like focusing on things that I don't really like. I'm gonna be studying things that I don't like. I want to like do this entrepreneurship and I just do my, like basically most people say on the internet, you want to start hustling, and I want to do that. And I'm running away from that pain of just them forcing me to go because I have nothing to show for after so many months and even years of my hard work for YouTube. I'm running away from that pain. I'm not just trying to like, oh, I'm gonna make some silly money. I'm running away from that pain of my parents forcing me to go and really not having, looking at them in the eyes and not having anything to show for all my hard work. And even today, I didn't really want to record this video. I kind of just really wanted to like learn and just kind of like, I don't know, do something else. But then I reminded myself of the pain that I'm really running away from. And when I remembered it, I literally immediately, I thought to myself, how can I actually start doing some work? I can just start like do a little bit until I actually finish it. And I started like actually getting motivated to do it. And so just kind of like thinking, oh, it's not really gonna matter. I thought to myself, I need every single advantage I can get to run away from this pain. Another one that is very specific, but really motivates me when it comes to like the gym and working out and like really pushing myself to failure. The pain that I'm running away from is almost like taking my shirt off and almost seeing the face of like disgust in a girl. Like I know that's kind of like a really like almost visual and almost like maybe cringe even, but it motivates me, it works for me, and it's just kind of like almost reality. Like it might sound cringe or whatever, but like it's just reality. Imagine you have like some flabby, skinny fat physique and a girl, you almost take off your shirt. Like imagine you've done all the hard work and then you take off your shirt and she doesn't even like the way you look. That really hurts, or at least for me that really hurts, and it motivates me. So you might as well just almost frame it in the same way. Almost frame your goals of your physique, your business in these almost negative manner, so you run away from them instead of just seeing, oh, I can get this and I can't really be at. You've probably like set some goals and you probably, oh yeah, I want to get here, but do you really feel that motivated to get there? Not really. But then when you frame it as in a way that, oh, if I don't get there, then this will happen to me, this negative thing will happen to me, then you're just using your own primal brain to run away from this pain and just basically motivate you. Think about it like this. In the modern day, you probably heard that, oh yeah, our brains haven't really evolved from when we were caveman, and basically we're just wired in the same way. That's why you always look for this is a good example. For example, the way you look for the beautiful partner, the way you classify a good looking person is just how healthy they are, because the healthier means the more likely they are to just basically produce better offspring. That's what all humans are hardwired to think. And now you're almost using that primal part of you that is way stronger than that almost more modern part of you. So think about it like that. You're literally using your own primal brain to motivate you instead of like trying to like use these little tiny hacks to try and improve your productivity, when you can just use your primal brain to productivity you. But another mindset that I learned that day, that I kind of learned from the gym, that really kind of solidified that day, was think about the fact that every single human in this earth, as long as they're a human, they're gonna feel some sort of pain. They're gonna feel a little bit anxious because of this, they're part of the breakup, they want to get to this place but they're at this place. Every single human experiences pain. If they don't experience any single type of pain, they're probably just like dead basically. The only people who don't experience pain is dead people. So anyway, if you're alive and you're a human, you're gonna experience pain. The mindset is that if you're gonna feel pain either way, why not just channel it into something productive? Because think about it like this. Imagine you can either like spend a whole year or even 5 years at the gym pushing to failure every single time your biceps hurt, your triceps hurt, your lats hurt. You don't really want to go to the gym, but you discipline yourself and you almost face that pain, and every single day and every single night you eat correctly and you just basically face that pain. You're gonna feel that pain anyway, but now you're actually gonna experience the joy of you actually looking into the mirror and actually seeing something that you created and you actually feel good of, that you actually created and sculpted yourself into a good physique. Now think about the fact that you could either channel that pain the other way. You can either almost feel the pleasure now, like skipping the gym, not really eating clean, just basically like modern day habits, and then just feeling the pain of you looking at your body in the mirror. It's just like the thing that people explain as instant gratification and delayed gratification. You can either feel the pain right now of going to the gym and just experience the pleasure later, or you can either feel the pleasure now and experience the long-term pain later. So you're literally gonna feel pain either way. You either choose it now or you choose it later. It just seems so obvious now. Why would you not just choose it now and just get a long-term positive for the rest of your life? I know it sounds so obvious, but like when I got this mindset, I thought to myself, it kind of sounds stupid not to like just do the work or just go to the gym. If I'm gonna feel the pain anyway, I might as well just feel it now and get the benefits later, instead of just feeling it later and actually it being longer and feeling longer and way more painful even. But it's a bonus tip that I just thought of right now when it comes to building muscle that I think you'll find to benefit in is see the pain of you going to the gym and pushing to failure almost just as a sensation. A sensation that means you're successfully running away from the pain that, for example, you've thought of. For example, it can literally be as vulgar and even as vivid as you can. Think about it like every single time you feel that pain, it's just a sensation. A sensation that means you're successfully running away from that pain that you visualized in. And also think about it like this. This is another mind that really almost solidified this like almost piece of knowledge and really helped me build muscle at the gym. Think about the fact that every single time you like lift something, you feel that pain in your bicep. For example, let's say you're doing hammer curls. Now imagine you like feel that pain immediately and you put the weights down. what is your body gonna think? Your body's gonna think like, oh, this guy's like, he's lifting something hard, but he's not really pushing our muscles to failure. So we don't really need to adapt them. We don't really need to make them bigger. So your body's not really gonna do that. But now think about it. Every single time you push into failure and your bicep hurts and you keep pushing, you even use momentum to get the last few reps in. And once you finish, your like bicep feels so pumped that you feel so much pain. Then your body's gonna think like, it's gonna like set alarms everywhere, and it's gonna think like, okay, we need to make this muscle bigger because of this stimuli. Think about it like that. Every single time you push more to failure, your body will have to adapt more and more and more. That's basically what you're doing, but it almost just makes you almost visualize what's actually happening in your body. Yeah, now that I'm actually locking in and making some good progress in my YouTube channel and like scripting them, recording this video that I didn't even want to record, but I actually motivated myself to do it because I'm running away from that pain. I was watching like a video about like identity switching, and it basically reminded you of this insane mindset that I learned once. There's basically two sides of you. There's like a productive side and an unproductive side, and this thing that I'm about to tell you makes building a new identity for yourself so easy. And once you build a new identity, like almost mental identity, not like physical, like for example with the person you are, like new identity of like who your mind thinks you are, you start making some insane progress so easily. Because think about it, imagine for the last 5 years you've been waking up at 5 a.m. for every single day. Then let's say you go to bed tonight, you're just gonna feel like waking up at 5 a.m. is just natural for you. But compared to the fact that, like, waking up at 5 a.m. is not just like a natural thing. It's like, imagine another person who's used to just like sleeping late and waking up at like 1 p.m. Then them waking up at 5 a.m. is gonna be like weird for them. And that's basically the different identities that people have. This person, you would have the identity of like, oh, I'll be waking up at 5 a.m. just a normal thing for me. And the other person has the identity that, oh, I just wake up at 1 a.m. So when you try to switch them, they always like, their body kind of resents. And that's why it's always so hard to just like start new goals and do just stuff like that. And the idea is this: don't just see yourself as unproductive or productive. Just see yourself as these two different identities that want to take over. Either you're kind of in this lazy identity or you're in this productive identity that you both have. And the way you can literally trigger yourself to constantly be in this productive identity is through this one thing that I found, that there's literally one question that I ask myself every single day that I used to benefit of, that I literally used to abuse. I used to literally use this question again and again and again, like back when I was super productive, back in like when I literally had buzzed hair and everything. I remember this one day I literally woke up and I took my cold shower, I got dressed, but I just didn't really feel like doing the work. I thought to myself, like, I just kind of want to skip it. I could just like, I don't know, watch some videos to learn something else, like just basically procrastinate. And then I thought to myself, like, I asked myself the simple question, which was, what would Steve Jobs do in my situation? And it was like some random person that I kind of look up to. I just like saw a podcast. At that time I remember I kind of like was obsessed with him because like I saw a video of him or whatever. I thought to myself, what would he do in my situation? I want to be like him, and I also like admire him, and he's way more productive than me. What would he do in my situation? He'll probably like do some work and think to himself, I'm just gonna start doing some work. That's the person I am. I just wake up, do some work, and just, yeah, that's it. When I saw it like that, I was like, yeah, he would just do some work. Why not I just do it? If I wanted the same results as him, then I should do what he did to get there. And therefore, I remember I immediately just started, like, sat down and did some work. And at the beginning, I was like kind of like trotting through. But after a while, I was like, yeah, I'm Steve Jobs. I was like, did this cringe thing like, yeah, I'm Steve Jobs. I'm like role playing as him. I know it's like a cringe word, but like, I really thought to myself, like, I was him. And like, I know that sounds kind of silly, but anyway, I was scripting. And I ended up like scripting a whole video in that one day, in that one morning, even before school started. And I know that sounds like cringe and whatever, but like, you can copy this and get the same productivity, or you can not and just kind of stay where you really are. So the takeaway of all of this is that you have two sides of you, a winner and a loser, a productive and an unproductive side of you, and you can play whichever one you want. But the way you stay on your productive side, the winner side, the whole time, is just ask yourself, what would a winner actually do in my situation? Think about like a person you admire that you want to be like, for example, Steve Jobs, I don't know, the Diary of a CEO, I actually forgot his name. Just anyone you really look up to. It can be like it doesn't even have to be like a set person every single time. For example, let's say you do a martial art and then you go to the gym. Think about like, what would Arnold do when I'm like at the gym? What would Mr. Beast do when I'm recording a video, for example? Or what would Steve Jobs do if he was like scripting a video? Or what would this famous martial artist that I look up to do in this situation of me doing my martial art? Would he skip it, or would he actually go to training? He'll probably go to training because he is the best martial artist best in the world, and he did that by actually staying consistent. So when you almost like see all these persons that you look up to and you think, what would they do in my situation, you slowly but surely start becoming like them, and therefore you actually start more winning and winning more, and you stay in this winner because you almost create that cycle, and you stop seeing yourself as a person that is a loser, but you start seeing yourself that actually feeds into your almost self-identity, that you're starting to win because you almost make these positive decisions. I want to share with you this little quote that I found, which is, run away from the pain of regret, chase the pain of growth, because one fades and the other defines you.